Good day, sir. Police plans and operations. Introduction. Planning is important. It develops an imperative for environmental scanning and situational analysis. It trains good commanders to be honed forecasting and prioritization skills. The global environment in which government in general and the police in particular find themselves in challenges the decision-making skills of the police commander. This is especially true at the cutting-edge level of policing. The state of readiness can be achieved through a well-orchestrated and properly executed plan. Design and plan comprise the unmistakable language of nature. Think about that for a moment. Working without a plan is as foolish as going to the sea without a compass. Once you have determined your chief aim in life, it then becomes necessary for you to map out a plan for its attainment. There are always provisions made for alternative movement or change in strategy. We should also be flexible in our planning because if one plan doesn't work, we should change it and work another plan. We can change our plans on the road to attainment, but we should not change the goal we seek. The struggles against inevitable results and seemingly insurmountable hurdles are attainable only after careful planning, giving attention to the little details which enable you to overcome the mighty stroke by stroke, bit by bit. There must be an organizational appreciation for the importance of establishing a plan, no matter how simple, while valor in itself if it is a value. There is no substitutes for careful and deliberate planning. It means that in introduction, planning is very important. It can help to identify and anticipate key trends and issues facing the organization. It can be current problem or future. Having a plan in every time leads you in an effective outcome. Always do a plan B if plan A doesn't work to attain your goal. Keep in mind, you can change your plan but not your goal. Lastly, planning is about what are the steps you need to take to reach the goal. Second is planning as a management function. Management is defined as the use of people and other resources to accomplish objectives. This definition is applicable to all organizational structure, both profit-oriented and non-profit. The practice of management is as important to the effective functioning of any organization. Management involves in the creation of an environment in which people can most effectively use other resources to reach stated goals. It involves the implementation of 4 basic functions which play a role in the operations of all organizations. According to Henry Fayol, or a French management theorist and practitioner, is credited with identifying these 4 basic functions of the managerial process. The first is planning, second, organizing, third, leading, and lastly, controlling. Planning can be defined as the process by which managers set objectives, assess the future, and develop courses of action to accomplish these objectives. All managers are involved in planning activities. It means that in order to meet the goals and objectives, you need to create a plan. This involves allocating employee resources and delegating responsibilities, as well as setting a realistic timeline and standards for completion. Second is controlling. Can be defined as the continual analysis and measurement of actual operations against the established standards developed during the planning process. Organizing is it helps to ensure our organization runs smoothly by keeping everyone and everything organized. Throughout daily operations are important functions of management. Leading is a critical activity in all organizations. It can be defined as the act of motivating or causing people to perform certain tasks intended to achieve specific objectives. It is the art of making things happen. For me, leading is a must because it involves projecting a strong sense of direction and leadership when setting goals and communicating new process. And lastly, organizing is the process of obtaining and arranging people, staffing physical resources to carry out plans and accomplish organizational objectives. It is to ensure all of the above functions control in organization is needed in making sure the ultimate goals are being adequately met. And other managers must anticipate future environmental changes that may affect operations. This might consist of changes of the environment, technological innovation, and or political disturbance in country. While managers can control this situation, they can plan effectively to reduce risk and prepare the organization to withstand the roller coaster ride for future uncertainty. Planning forces managers to anticipate changes and to prepare to cope with it. The planning process and its resultant plans have become increasingly sophisticated as organizations recognize that no managerial function is more important than planning. We move to elements of planning. A goal. What do you want to attain? Course of action. How would you reach your goal? Implementing group who is tasked to do the actions. Resource needed. What is needed? A goal is a very important in organization. Also, a course of action. Actions are the means or specific activities planned to achieve the objectives. In implementing group, it involves the assignment and direction of personnel to carry out the plan. And lastly, resources are constrained on the course of action. Importance of planning. People become more proactive, not just reactive. Second is doing more with less. Third is foundation of your work. Fourth is helps make your people become more productive. Fifth is reflects your competence. And sixth, give the strategic and tactical advantage. In summary, the importance of the plan is can motivate you and keep your focus. It is how to reach your goal. Helps you set priorities and stay organized. It allows for more efficient use of time and other resources. And move to skills needed for planning. Skills needed for planning. First is good analytical thinking. 2. Forecasting. 3. Prioritizing. 4. Sound objective setting. 5. Contingency planning and crisis management. 6. Monitoring. 7. Documenting. 8. Flexibility. 9. Interoperability. And lastly is steps in planning process. First is define the overall purpose of goal. Determine the major components or objectives of the plan. Make sure that your objects align with support the overall purpose. Collect and evaluate the data you will to determine what will take you complete each component of the plan. Make sure that the data you collected and evaluate support the overall purpose. Develop a forecast. Make sure that your forecast plan supports the overall purpose. Determine action steps. Make sure that your action steps support the overall purpose. Develop a contingent plan. Implementation your plan. And fifth, make sure that your plan implemented that the overall purpose remains in focus. All skills said a while ago needed in planning is important because if all skills has you, it helps you manage time, tools, and resource to reach a goal. It helps you work out what you need to do to achieve your aims. And that's all, sir. Thank you for watching and listening.